Welcome to the Possibility Paradigm podcast, where we have conversations that are at the intersection of possibility, consciousness, actual experience, and energetic intelligence. The Possibility Paradigm are actually more than conversations. They're experiences that can change your tomorrows. Let's jump into today's episode. Hi, welcome to the Possibility Paradigm podcast. I'm Grace Ambrook, and today I'm bringing to you the possibility of a paradigm that operates beyond the confines of logic and choosing from beyond logic. And you might ask, what is beyond logic? And the best term that I have available to me at the moment is the magic and the magician. And I invite you to drop all of your preconceived ideas of what that is and what that isn't, etc., as we go into the possibility paradigm, so you can receive the greatest from this massive shift available to you if you listen to the end of it. So in the possibility, in the realm of possibilities, the possibility paradigm, right? Most of us will have a vision or a dream. And I want to talk to you about what a difference they are and how recognizing the difference can save you a lot of efforting. So a vision, how do I explain this? A vision is something that you can take action in relationship to. Like there's a tangibility to a vision. A dream stays in that fantasy realm, and it stays in the wishes and the fantasies. And when things are wishes and fantasies, very seldom do you find the grounding tools, the manifestation tools, the actualization tools to experience. They stay in the field as intangibles, whereas a vision is very tangible and it has tangible assets to it, and it is asking you to be that vision. Dreams always seem like they're in the future and they're actually outside of you. And so there's a vast difference, when people dream of one day going here to, here, there, or creating a business or doing whatever it is. It's like, oh yes, that would, be amazing, blah, blah, blah. See how it's all in the ethers. Whereas I have a vision of actually creating a business that touches thousands of people's hearts and brings to them completely different paradigms they never even knew were available for them or possible for them. So you can see that's not a dream, that's a vision. One of the tangible things in relationship to that vision is a podcast. The dream, it always stays off. One day, when the kids are happier, when the finances look better, they're all dreams, right? And there's nothing wrong with them. It's just that they will actually lead to one of the biggest potholes available when you're shifting paradigms, and that is disappointment. Because when you are dreaming, then you are not taking, there's no tangibility to it. Then your mind will tell you, your logic will tell you that nothing has actually happened, and then you'll be disappointed in the outcome, disappointed in yourself, disappointed in the universe, disappointed in your partner, disappointed in your business, disappointed that the bank didn't say yes, right? Because it's airy fairy. As I see energy and I play with energy, it's just like it dances around like beautiful pieces of light that are not actually in, what's the word I'm looking for? They're not finding their way into the pieces of the jigsaw puzzle that then, when you look at it, you can see the image, right? It takes us a while to find out where to put the different pieces of the puzzle, but a vision already has that energy to it, right? A dream does not. The particles of the dream are just floating in the ethers. The particles in a vision have shape to them, and they fit with each other. And as such, when you're choosing to create a life of your conscious choosing, guess which one's going to be A, a lot more fun, and B, much more fulfilling. Not a, I don't think I need to answer that question for you. So one of the other, it's very interesting. One of the other things too is that you can start to tell the difference between a dream and a vision if you require motivation. It's most likely not yours. And this can relate to both dreams and visions, right? So it's very easy for us to get lost and entangled in other people's dreams and visions. And when it's not authentically yours, you will need motivation because it's like you have to kind of build yourself up to do the things, find out how much it costs to set up a business, buy a new training on funnels, right? It's like, oh, that sounds good, that'll do it, right? And we're looking for that motivation, a little bit like a dopamine hit as opposed to an oxytocin experience. Another podcast. But so when you're requiring motivation, you're either not in authentically your vision, or in that moment, you're not truly connected to your vision. Because in that connection space, there's an organic momentum. And that the paradigm of knowing that energy, that frequency, that space, they're the spaces where you've allocated a day to do something and you get it done in half a day, right? That's momentum because you're in the field of enabling and bringing things through from the ether into this reality. And so there's an attunement to that. There's magic in that, right? It's not logical, but it's definitely in that way magical or alchemical. And so being very clear, am I actually chasing a dream or am I actualizing a vision? It could save you years. Is it authentically mine or is it something that somebody else wants to do and you're happy to go along with it? Now, I'm not saying that that's an issue, but just be very, very sure about which one it is, right? Don't kid yourself because every time you kid yourself, you're thinking, oh, yes, I want to do that too. It's like, that's not actually true. You want that person to do it and prepare to give them a hand is a very different energy from, oh, yes, I want that too. All right. So be totally aware of that's what I call conscious choosing, because things are neither right nor wrong, nor good nor bad, but you want to know what you're consciously choosing. And so with with the vision, there are also two this is where I'm talking about like living the paradigm from beyond logic. So with your vision, this is where I see all of us, including myself, kind of fall into two different patterns again. And then there's this energy you've got the vision, now you have to make it happen. So making it happen is looking for the logic and looking for the reason and looking for the sequential creation. When you're in the magician energy, you're working your energy, your paradigm, you're coming from a completely different space. And that is, part of it is about choosing something tangible in relationship to that vision, deciding that that's it, and then you come from it's because you've connected to the vision, you've commanded this experience, you are already it. So there is no waiting in magic. There is action, bringing things from the ethers into tangible experience. So then you begin commanding, but you're commanding from the energy like it's already there. And the it's already there energy is very different from waiting for your dream to come true. So this is where the vision energy again is very different. Like you know that vision, right? So you come from that. And then it's like when you know what has to happen, like you can easily ask people what to do. If you're all airy-fairy about it, you have difficulty in asking people to do things because you're not actually in it, right? But when you're the author of your own creation, then you're writing the words and you're commanding those words like you're totally in it, right? They come out of you because you are already it. So it, again, some people like to talk about, from the inside out rather than the outside in. Making it happen is bringing that thing into your reality. This is commanding it as it's already done. It's actually already coming from you, out of you. And so what about the possibility paradigm of being a master of magic as opposed to a logician? Now, both have a role because life includes everything. I know which one is more fun. And I'm not dismissing logic again, because I said this is not an either or experience of life, right? And there is logic behind my filing system, and there is, logic is everywhere. But the energy that moves me is not the logic. The energy that moves is the magic, is the possibility, is the vision. That has so much more momentum, doesn't require motivation. You're in the fluidity of the creation of your vision, right? Which is filled with fulfillment and challenges, and your consciousness and your possibility will being pushed and shoved. And but that's what you're asking for. That is what you're asking for. You're asking for the awakening of yourself, and you're choosing a pathway that you had a vision that you actually know will create the greater version of you to be in this world, which then creates a greater world. It's literally, that simple. And so again, the two potholes that I'd like to share with you that I see happen the most are a fear of being disappointed. And we know that that is the logic path, and the sense that you might get it wrong. So they come up in various permutations and combinations. So, if you're playing in the, oh God, I might get it wrong and stuff it up, you know that you're being manipulated by your programming, and and uh, logic can be manipulated, infinite possibilities cannot. And so you know instantly that you're in that logical patterning. And again, neither right nor wrong, it's just not in the right place, right? And you see that disappointment and being disappointed in yourself, etc., what I mentioned earlier in the call, that is just a massive way that we get programmed and manipulated by the matrix or whatever version that you want to call of that. But it's the dumbing down. If you can have humanity trying to avoid being disappointed, they won't be doing very much. outside the four squares. So it keeps the other aspect of being disappointed is it really locks you into logic, right? Just locks you in. The paradigm shift around that is the understanding that, and it kind of, this is where they cross over into getting it wrong. You're never really getting it wrong. It's the invitation for always for something greater, the invitation for another possibility. But if you're using logic, then it can very easily look wrong. And if it's wrong, then you'll very easily become disappointed. And that is because you haven't tapped in to the vision you've been and the magic, and commanded that to be part of your creation. You've simply gone, I'm just doing this logically. This is what I'm told I have to do. And then you wonder why it doesn't work. And it works for some people and it doesn't work for others, right? And part of the reason why it works for some and not for others is the energy with which you are actioning. Because actually, is it your vision? Is it yours, or is it somebody else's? And are you expressing this? Are you commanding? Not because it has to work, but because you know of its capacity. And there's such dynamically different energies to be in your world as you choose to make a difference. And the other big bluff that people seem to constantly hold in place is they say they want difference, but then they don't want anything to be different, including themselves. Because if you're stepping out of living logically and incorporating the magic and the infinite possibilities of you, then you will have different perspectives on things. You will have different, I don't work a lot with belief systems, but I know a lot of people do. And so you will have different belief systems running in there. There's totally different paradigms. There will be a difference, right? And so what's your relationship with difference? Do you actually want things to stay the same and yet be different? Well, good luck. And this, you've like, are you prepared to be the difference? Are you prepared to be the possibility? Or are you willing to live with the lies? And it's just a choice. And today I trust that what I've placed in front of you can open up some doorways, some reality checks, revisiting and being a deeper level of honesty with yourself around how it is that you're going to allow tangible expression of your vision as a new possibility. And remember, you are the possibility. That's why you know all about it, outside logic, outside reason, and inside the magic of you. Bye for now. The free workbook, Finding Your Missing Piece guide, has helped hundreds of people unlock their potential and create positive change in their lives. It's a free gift and available at the link on my website that's listed below. Find Your Missing Piece. Practical tools and exercises that bring the missing awareness around how you view yourself, your possibilities, your obstacles, and activating your receiving capacities.